morning, everybody. It is bright and early. It's 5 o'clock in the morning still, a little after. I'm en route to go get a gravity bin, no, not a gravity bin, a dump box full of grain, spelt, and bringing that to the cleaner this morning. I got in around 10 o'clock last night, I think it was done. Had some other running around to do. Got a really sweet deal on some tile. Met a really nice guy. Talked to him for a long time and moving. So he's a tile layer by trade, and I think he had left over more or less is what I bought. Very good deal though, like very good deal. Nice guy, and then I traded a bunch of meat as well for some hardwood flooring and stuff like that he had. So by the time I got home from that, unloaded, I haven't even unloaded that. I had diesel that I unloaded for my tractor. I put that in here last night yet. Got in the trailer around 10. Spent a bit of time with the niece, I went to sleep. And back up this morning, we're on the road. I'm going to try to clean all of the grain today. I don't know if we'll get around to it. The farmer's got a truck coming tomorrow to load it. And I guess there's nobody else around. This particular farmer doesn't actually live on the island. He lives off the island in southern Ontario. He uses guys like myself to get the work done, so, which is fine. It's just I'm really swamped, and I like being busy. It's just family time suffers then, right? So, but anyway, I got to get that done. Then I got to get home, and I've got that pig hanging up. It's nice and cool. It really cooled off last night in the trailer as well because the propane tank ran out. So this morning I switched tanks, and the family's got some heat now. It should be warming up as I'm leaving here. That pig is nice and cool though, so hopefully we can tackle that later today. We did find out that some parts from our meat grinder are missing. Now, we are going off grid. In case you're new to the channel, that's the plan. We do not plan on having hydro here in our house. And we have bought it's a small one at this point, but a meat grinder, a hand-run meat grinder that we hope to use in the future for our meat. So I guess today might be the first time we get to use that yet. I don't know where the parts are for other one. We have a fairly large electric meat grinder, but we seem to be missing a few things. Last time, I guess they didn't get put away, and so they're probably in a different box somewhere. With who knows where? We'll find them someday. We were going to run that just on generator today, just to get this thing done. But I guess we might try this hand one out. No, it's not a real big one that I bought. I picked it up on sale at TSC, PB Mart. Store, I guess. I don't know if you have them in the States or not. We do up here in Canada. They had one on a pretty good sale, so I scooped it up a couple months back. So we do have some older ones, some antique cast iron ones. I don't know where they are at this point either, though. And I have no idea if they work. We've never actually used them. We just scooped them up at an auction sale. And they kind of been floating around as wall decorations. So probably dust them off and see if they're still working as well at some point. But that's the plan right now. And I want to take a bunch of the hams from the pig and put them in saltwater solution of a brine, and then I'm hoping to smoke those at some point. Alright, just turning the corner here on the road. I want to smoke them, so I got to build a smoker sometime soon. Nothing fancy right now, I'll just build a real basic one. I'll show a video on that too. And cold smoke, so there's multiple ways of smoking meat. You get your cold smoke and hot smoke. Hot smoke, basically you're cooking the meat, so if you're doing something like German sausage, maybe like salami or whatever, it's already cooked, right? You can go and get your cold cuts of meat. Well, that's because it's already been cooked, and that's done hot smoke, from what I understand. And we would do cold smoke, jerky, same thing. I think that's done hot smoke as well. It's ready to go. Cold smoke just adds flavor, but you still got to cook it later. The nice thing is with cold smoking, you don't lose all your juiciness in the meat. Whereas with hot smoke, it can tend to drip the fat out of it, and it'll be a lot drier when you're done. So anyway, I want to set up something for that so I can smoke the hams and smoke the bacons and see what kind of luck we have with doing that. And then there's going to be lots of ground pork. I'm not going to make any liverwurst this time. I love liverwurst. I did do that on the last couple of things we did in the West. I made a bunch of that, but just time-wise it doesn't suit. Maybe with the next pigs, I might do that again. Maybe I'll do a video on that as well. It was kind of fun and tasted delicious. So we will do that. And you gotta keep in mind right now, all we have for the kitchen is in our camp trailer, and it's quite occupied as it is with canning and everything else, and just feeding a family of our size. So yeah, anyway, that's the plan for today. I won't be filming a whole lot because, as you can tell, I mean, if I didn't have the tractor light, cab light on here, you wouldn't even be able to see me. It's plenty dark out yet. Light doesn't come on outside till 7-ish, so I got another couple hours of darkness yet, which is fine. I got an hour's drive to Farmer's home farm to pick up this dump box, and then an hour back to the other farm where we're seed cleaning, or we're, I guess it's not really seed cleaning, but grain cleaning. And by then, hopefully, the good Lord will turn the lights on. Should work out pretty good, and then I'll start cleaning there all day. I'll film a bit of that, but it's, well, I did film a little bit yesterday, I guess. I'll try to film a little bit more, but it's fairly simple, just taking it out of the box. It's full of weeds. The guy doesn't spray his crops, so you have lots of weeds growing up in the grain. Now, as a guy who doesn't like spray, I think that's great. The problem with that, the guys that do spray, the reason they do that is it kills off all the weeds. So if you look at this guy's field, there's loads of weeds with the grain, and then when you combine that, you end up getting that. The combine takes the straw portion off of the grain portion. The grain stays in the combine, and the straw gets thrown out the back. A lot of these weed seeds end up going in with the grain. Now, when you're making bread, you don't want to eat all the weed seeds. You want to eat just the grain, or whatever the spelt goes for. I think it's for bread. So we now need to separate those out. The other thing is that the weed seeds are still alive. They're still green and wet, whereas the grain is all dry. And if you leave them together, it starts to spoil. And you can already tell the temperature is up in this grain. It's not bad yet, but it's heating because of the wetness in the weed seeds. So we got to get that out of there, and then the grain is getting shipped off to Southern Ontario to get processed to whatever it is that they make spelt into. I think it's bread. Feel free to drop that in the comments down there too if you know better than I do where it's going. I'm not a grain farmer. I am a farmer, and I love working, so I'm just going to help this guy out. And I'm getting paid to do it, of course. It's actually the same guy I built the woodshed for, so it's been a recurring customer. It seems like a good one, and I think we'll be working together for a long time in the future as well. So I got lots of other work lined up now too. It's coming anyway. People keep calling, so yeah, that's a good thing. We're going to be fairly busy this winter, I think, and then I have work farther away too if I want it off the island. It's just that I'd have to sleep somewhere else for a week and then come home kind of thing, and I'm not, as a family guy, we like to be together as often as possible. I will do some of that to help the other people out, and of course the income for ourselves, but obviously we would prefer to stay together here on the island and work here. But anyway, come along for that. It's going to be a busy day. Okay, it's still pitch black out here, but I got this dump wagon. See if I can get you a shot of what that even looks like. Well, I guess I can later. Anyway, that's hooked onto the tractor a little farther away. You can't quite see it. Anyway, this front here will lift up, goes up into the air, and then it'll dump at the back. And she's right full of grain. So I'm at the farmer's here right now. He's got a big shed. You can't see that either. That's a shame. Oh, there you can see a little bit. Okay, it's a big coverall building. And he's got a bunch of stuff parked in here. Maybe for security purposes, you're not supposed to see it anyway. So she's hooked up here. I got hydraulic lines on the back of the tractor. Whenever I get there for cleaning this stuff, then I can lift it up and dump the grain out the back. I don't know if I can get you a shot of the grain. Nah, too dark in there too. But anyway, we will haul off to the other place. It'll be about an hour down the road with the tractor. To show you a shot of that moon. I wonder if it'll pick that up. Oh, that's not the moon. Get over here. Where's my finger? Too dark to see my finger. Right there. Doesn't show up as nice as it is in the sky. It's just beautiful. You can see the whole thing, see the whole round circle, but just the one side's lit up. It's an absolutely beautiful night. Lots of stars again. You get lots of those here on the island. Lots of nice nights like this. Anyway, hey, the lights are on. It's a little dark. Still see the moon up there a little bit. Anyway, so that's the dump wagon that I was talking about. It lifts. It's got a couple of cylinders underneath. And I just lift that with the hydraulics in my tractor. That'll shove right in. It'll go a lot higher yet, but I don't need it higher right now. So that's the material inside. Again. Ideally, if everything worked good, it would slide out of that hole. You can see how full that is. It's not coming out. It's all bound up tight inside. So I gotta poke around with a shovel that just fits in the hole. It's not a lot of fun, but it's working. And then again, we're grain cleaning here. Not a lot of seeds coming out this time, just a little bit so far. And then you can see it kind of falling down there. That's the clean stuff going in the bin. This here's not mine, this belongs to the farm owner here. Our tractor's up in the front there. That's the Countryside Acres tractor right there. Anyway, I have no idea how long it's going to take. It'll be a while before I'm done this job, I think. Because it's stuck in here, it takes a lot more time. To get it out. There's a good thing about farm safety too. You don't want to get stuck in one of those. That happens way too often. Anyway, I'm gonna get two hands on this, but you get the idea. Alright, I've been at her 5 hours now, I guess. Almost 3 hours here just at this grain. Way up in the air here. Getting there. It's almost done. It does not flow in a zone very well, as you can see. It's kind of bound up together. But there you can see it tumbling around in the bin. So I got to make sure that doesn't get overflowed, like overfull. Otherwise it'll plug up and back up. Just kind of keep it nice and steady. You got a nice little trickle in the bin there. Got two piles there now, if you can make that out. Probably going to be another hour yet, I'm guessing. In case you're wondering, I am very safe here. I don't think I'd even fit through that hole very well. So I try to take every precaution I can. All that stuff falling out, that's all the weed seeds. Just stuff I don't want. Okay, we had some questions regarding these calf hutches. Questions, yeah, thoughts I guess people had about these calf hutches, and they didn't like the idea. So I explained a little bit there, and I want to explain a little bit more because I was just teaching the kids. But these hutches, there's ample space in there for a calf, for one. He's got loads of room in there. All right, he's only using less than a quarter of that space. I don't know if you can see in there real good, but he's got lots of room. All right, it's dry, it's sheltered. They don't get exposed to hot sun. They got shelter from that shade. They got good bedding in there. Of course, that's farmer related. If you don't want to put bedding in there, of course, then it's not very nice. We like to keep them bedded so they're dry, they're safe, they're clean. They've got their feed right here where we can easily monitor that this guy's drinking all his milk and eating all his feed, okay, and not the other guy. If you got a group housing, it looks nice because all the calves are all in one big pen, but you can't tell who's eating and who's drinking. So this allows us to very carefully monitor the health of the calf and what they're eating and drinking and what they're doing. The panel sticking out the front here, okay, I was just talking to the kids about that. You can kind of see how far this plywood sticks out in front. That prevents them from licking each other. Lots of hutches, if you don't have that, the calves will start to suck on each other's faces after they're done drinking milk because they're licking the milk off the other calf. That then enables, let's say this first calf is sick, okay, he's going to pass it to this guy, to this guy, to this guy, and before you know it, the whole group of them, the whole run is sick. I mean, if you have 400 calves in a row, they'd all end up sick. So this prevents that from happening. Again, keeps them safe while they're in their critical early stages here. We do have a sick calf right now. It's odd because this is one of the stronger ones, I thought anyway, that I picked up. The little calf looks like a buffalo almost, his face, so the kids have named him Buffalo, and he is sick right now. He's got diarrhea real bad. He's dehydrated. You can see his eyes are sunk in, so we're going to give him special attention. But if that calf was able to lick the next calf, there's 2 in there right now, but if he was able to lick those ones, it would just pass on and on and on and on. Right? We don't typically put 2 in. They're very young. They still have lots of room with 2 calves in there. It's just because we haven't finished these ones yet. I got to finish these last 3 huts, and then we'll have room for those guys. But that's why they're like this, and I really like these hutches. I mean, there's ample space. They're dry. They're warm. When we're done, we have this front panel on there as well. I haven't got these on here yet. Just been too busy this week. But yeah, you can monitor here. I can see he's eating that feed. Nobody else can reach that pail of feed, except maybe chickens. Right? So anything that's missing out of that pail, we know that calf number 3 ate that. So that's just one of the reasons why I really like these pens. And it's easy to monitor them and see them. I try to keep the back of the pen facing north so that any of the cold wind from the north and the west doesn't bug them. And they've got some sunshine here, especially in the wintertime, on them from the south end. Just really healthy for all of us. We all need sunshine. That's why being cooped up in your home is not a good idea. You got to get out and get some sun. So hopefully that explains it. We also don't do white veal. Well, we don't do veal here at all. I am familiar with red veal. Some of my family members have been involved in that and still are. And in my opinion, that is not inhumane. They are in these hutches, same thing as we're doing, for 6 to 8 weeks. And then they end up in a barn where they have loads of space to run around. Free choice feed is always available. It's not forced upon them, but it's always available for them to eat, and they live, as far as I can see, pretty happy. My preference, of course, is out in pasture, but that's a different market. You can't raise veal in pasture. Veal is corn-fed, and therefore they're confined to a barn or to a pen of sorts. The majority of the beef that you would eat in the stores is also raised that way. I used to manage a feedlot in southern Alberta, 8,000 head of cattle to look after, and they were all raised in pens. So yeah, they're still outside, they're in the elements, but they're not eating grass off the land or nothing. They're getting whatever they get fed in their bunk. And it's not totally inhumane. In that setting, I guess they had no shelter or nothing, but veal, the way I know it, is raised in the barn. What most people think of when they think of veal is white veal, where they're raised in the hutch from start to finish. They can hardly walk, and it can be very inhumane in certain settings. Now, I think most of that's been outlawed where they're like that. Those calves, apparently, if you rush them too fast to the truck, they can drop dead. I'm pretty sure that is outlawed, and it should be. That's just a disgusting way of farming. That's not farming. Farming to me is all about animal husbandry, taking care of the critters. That's not. But to me, that's just cruelty and abuse. We need to look after our critters and feed them and bed them. I do know a white veal farmer. I don't know if he's still involved in it or not. His are not in hutches. They are in a nice big pen where they can walk around. And they still get milk fed there, though, right to the end. But from what I could see looking over the fence, it didn't look that bad. My perception probably has changed in the last 10 years, though, so maybe I should go there again and visit. I don't know. We don't do that, though. We raise them in these hutches about 6-8 weeks. I don't mind 8 weeks, a little extra milk replacer. They just get, it costs more, but they're just a little bulkier when they go out on grass. And then we still monitor them. I mean, they're out on pasture. We still keep an eye on them, making sure they're doing good. Yeah, I don't know what else I can tell you. Hopefully that explains a few things.